Welcome back to the Move Better project. Today we are working on a mobilization to improve your overhead position. So whether you're reaching overhead with two hands or one hand, this flexion plus external rotation position is what we want to improve. And we're actually going to work on the shoulder blade a little bit to improve that and improving the ability of the shoulder blade to upwardly rotate. If you look at me from the back, when I come up into an overhead position, whether I'm flexing or abducting to get there, my shoulder blade, you can see it has to rotate like this to get up overhead. And there's a muscle called Levator scapulae, and it's right here. That's one end of it, right on the top middle corner of the shoulder blade, and then it kind of goes up this way and attaches into the middle of the neck. But when that muscle is tight, and it's tight on almost everybody, it prevents the top corner of that shoulder blade from dropping down to allow the outside to upwardly rotate. So we're gonna take a lacrosse ball and we're gonna get into that with a little mobilization, and we're gonna try to improve this overhead position. So here's my before test. I'll show you from the side, reaching overhead on both sides. They're about the same position. So as I reach overhead, you can see there's no real difference in position. So I am going to work on the left side a little bit, and then we'll see afterwards whether I made a difference. All right, let's get into it. So I got my lacrosse ball here. I'm gonna lay down on the floor, and I wanna find that spot that I pointed to earlier, the insertion of my levator scapulae. So that's the upper middle corner of my shoulder blade. Just off of that, you will find a little tight band. Take your ball, put it right there. You don't wanna be on the bone. You wanna be, again, just up and in off that corner. And if you just roll around a little bit, you will find a spot that definitely is crying out for your attention. So I got it there. First thing, I'm just gonna hold my arm overhead, take a couple deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That can just kind of help calm things down. I lost my spot, there it is. And then I'm gonna tack and stretch, and again, we stretch this muscle by upwardly rotating the shoulder blade. So the shoulder blade on this side needs to turn like this. So to accomplish that, I'm just gonna breathe in, and then as I breathe out, just let my arm come up overhead. And I can breathe in, flex that muscle by shrugging it up a little bit into the ball, and then breathing out, reaching up overhead, externally rotating my shoulder. Breathe in, contract that muscle, and then breathe out, relax. And you can see, even as I've just gone through a few reps of this, it's starting to move a little bit easier, and I promise I'm not faking that. It does really resist at first, but the longer you spend on here, the more it's gonna relax. You may get some pops and cracks in your shoulders. You do this, as long as there's no pain associated with it, that's totally fine. So after I do that for a couple minutes, once I'm reaching up all the way overhead, basically touching the ground comfortably, that's probably good. Then we're gonna come up and recheck range of motion. Let's take a look at whether or not we made a difference from the front. It's a lot better for me on the left side. I can definitely reach back a little further on that side, showing you from the side. That looks like, again, I'm flexing and externally rotating. So hopefully you can see, show you from the other side too, that my left arm is definitely moving a lot better. I've got probably 6 inches of extra range of motion there. So quick one, smash that levator scapulae with a lacrosse ball, and you will have a better overhead position. See you next time.